Hi everyone! This week we're making a scrumptious dessert that is a cross between a sponge cake and a cheesecake. Often called cotton cheesecake or Japanese cheesecake, this baked treat is moist and fluffy and not overly sweet. If you love to bake and looking for something unique, this is the recipe to try. Here's what we need to make this cake: cream cheese, milk, eggs, cream of tartar, sugar, butter, lemon juice, all-purpose flour, and cornstarch. Please note the cream cheese, eggs, and butter should be at room temperature. For this recipe, we need an 8-inch springform pan or a round cake pan. The one that I'm using here is 3 inches high. If you don't have a pan that's 3 inches high, we can use parchment paper to extend the height, and I'll show you that in the next step. Because we're baking the cake in a water bath, we want to seal the pan well so the water doesn't seep into our cake. And so let's wrap the springform pan with several sheets of foil. Next, we line the bottom and the sides of the pan with parchment paper. Here's a quick tip. To get the paper to stick to the pan, brush it with a little bit of butter. For the water bath, let's make sure we have a pan big enough to hold the springform pan. We fill this pan halfway with water. Note that the oven rack is in the lowest position. Now preheat the oven to 315 degrees. We carefully separate the eggs, placing the egg whites into a mixing bowl and the yolks into a measuring cup. Start beating the egg whites on low speed for about 30 seconds. Increase the speed to medium and continue beating the egg whites until they become foamy, about another 30 seconds. Add the cream of tartar and then beat the egg whites on medium-high speed. As soon as the egg whites start to thicken, sprinkle in the sugar. Remember, this is just half the sugar in the recipe. The other half goes into the batter. We want to whisk the egg whites so that we get soft peaks like this. If using a stand mixer, this entire process takes about 3 minutes. In a separate bowl, add the cream cheese. It should be soft and spreadable like this, which will make it easier to mix. Add the milk, and then mix on low until it's creamy and smooth. This part takes approximately 2 to 3 minutes. Now let's add the butter, the remaining sugar, and the lemon juice. Mix everything on low for another minute. Now we add the cornstarch and flour. Again, mix everything together for another minute. Add the eggs and continue beating for 1 more minute. We add the eggs last because we don't want to overbeat them. To give the cake a smooth and silky texture, we strain the batter. Add 1/3 of the egg whites and gently fold it into the batter. Once it's mostly incorporated, add another third and continue folding. Add in the remaining 1/3 and fold that as well. Now let's pour the batter into our lined springform pan. And let's smooth out the top using a spatula. To remove any air bubbles, gently tap the pan against the counter several times. Our oven should be nice and steamy at this point. And now we carefully place the springform pan in the water bath. We bake the cake for 1 hour and 10 minutes. As oven temperatures vary, after an hour, check the cake with a toothpick to see if it's done. Let the cake continue baking in the oven for another 10 minutes to brown up the top. When the top of the cake is a nice golden brown, turn off the oven, open the door slightly, and allow the cake to cool in the oven for 1 hour. After the cake is cooled, we can remove from the pan. Don't be disappointed if the cake has shrunken a bit. This is typical. Transfer the cake to a plate, and then we refrigerate for at least 4 hours. We may be tempted to eat this cake now, but it tastes so much better after it's chilled. Our patience has paid off, and now we're ready to serve. The cotton cheesecake is a nice combination of fluffy and creamy cake. Enjoy! Hi, I I hope you've enjoyed this easy how-to video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post below. For full recipes, check out RunAwayRice.com. I work on new recipes each week, so please subscribe to my channel to stay tuned. This is Trang wishing you good eating and good health. Thanks for watching.